Hello students. Now today I am going to start the new unit of social science, that is history, and the chapter is the making of global world. Now in this video I will first tell the introduction of this chapter as well as the topics we are going to study or discuss. Now this is one of the very interesting and good chapter of history. Now, before we start this chapter, one question arises as to which perspectives we want to see this chapter. How did society evolve? And today we all are observing scientific and technical development in the whole world. Now the question arises as to how this development took place. किस तरीके से ये विकास हुआ. So look at the chapter name, the making of global world. So here we discuss the process of making globalization. हम उस प्रक्रिया के बारे में पढ़ेंगे जिसके तहत आज हम इस global period में रहते हैं. Today we all are living in global village. We all are interdependent and interlinked with the people of other countries. So, how we became the part of this global world, which was not in early time. So, this thing we have discussed in modern and pre-modern period. आज हम एक modern आधुनिक युग में रह रहे हैं. And pre-modern, now what is pre-modern? Now, the time period, we say that 17th and 18th century and the beginning of industrial revolution is known as pre-modern period, and today we all are living in modern period. But now this modern world changed into global world. So we have to discuss here with the help of these 2 points, modern and pre-modern period. Next, we have to discuss the role of various tangible and intangible factors like trade, food, disease, and technology. Now, what is tangible and intangible? Now, tangible means real or actual, then imaginary, or in other words, we can say that touchable, जिसको हम छू सकते हैं. And the tangible things can't be measured in monetary terms, but they do have a very significance in our life. Tangible things like electronic goods, clothing, appliances, jewelry, etc. And intangible things that do not exist but we feel, जिसे हम महसूस कर सकते हैं, like hard working, goodwills, trademark, trade name, etc. So here we have to discuss the role of these factors like trade, food, diseases, and technology in globalization. Then we have to discuss about the economic development, and in economic development we discuss with the help of these 3 things by colonialism, entrepreneurs, and trade. Now, what is colonialism? As you all have studied colonialism in your previous classes, it means when a powerful country controls another country in order to become a more powerful and rich. This procedure is called colonialism. जब एक देश दूसरे देश पर अपना कब्जा करता है अपने को और शक्तिशाली बनाने के लिए और धनी बनाने के लिए, तो इसको हम imperialism या colonialism या साम्राज्यवाद के नाम से जानते हैं. And affected economy in both the way positive and negative, mainly negative because the native culture and industries were totally destroyed. In colonies used as a source of raw material and market of manufacturing goods. Then we also see that some positive things, that it may lead to better education, improvement in social aspects, and it may also lead to modernization, as well as it also helpful for the sanitization improvement. Then we see the next one, the role of entrepreneur. Now, entrepreneur, a person who set up a business and creating jobs and contributing to improvement in various key goods such as gross domestic product, then export, living standard, स्किल डेवलपमेंट एंड कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट. इन सारी चीज़ों के फील्ड में जो डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए जो व्यक्ति आगे बढ़ता है, अपना एक नया बिजनेस स्टार्ट करता है, that person is called an entrepreneur, and the entrepreneur always combine different factors of production like land, labor, capital for running his business. So we discuss here the role of entrepreneur after the industrial revolution. Then we have to see the next one, that is a trade. Now trade means a transfer of goods and services from one country to another country by trader for money is called trade. And the foreign trade provides foreign exchange that used to remove poverty. It increased the production of country. It expanding the market and encouraging the producer. It also helpful for increasing and improving the level of production. They gives consumer greater purchasing power and also allow the consumer to buy a wider and varieties of goods at lower prices. तो यहाँ पर हम कॉलोनिज्म और एंटरप्रेन्योर और ट्रेड के ज़रिए किस तरीके से इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट हुआ इन प्री मॉडर्न पीरियड, इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. एज वेल एज वी ऑल्सो डिस्कस हेयर दैट हाउ दिस द वॉर, आफ्टर दिस द वॉर started during 1914 to 1945. The two world war were held. The first world war between 1914 to 1918 and the second world war between 1939 to 1945. तो इन वॉर का क्या इफ़ेक्ट पड़ा ऑन सोसाइटी, इकोनॉमी एंड पॉलिटिक्स, इन पर क्या प्रभाव पड़ा, इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. एंड द प्रॉब्लम्स लेड ड्यूरिंग फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर एंड सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर और आफ्टर फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर, इसके बारे में भी हम यहाँ पे डिस्कशन करेंगे. और इसके साथ साथ वी ऑल्सो डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द रीबिल्डिंग ऑफ वर्ल्ड आफ्टर वॉर पीरियड with the help of Bretton Woods institution. Then the procedure of decolonization which ends the colonial system, जिसने साम्राज्यवाद को पूरी तरह ख़त्म कर दिया, and it started making a country, the colony, as a independent countries. And last we discussed about the beginning of globalization. Now comes to globalization. Now what do you mean by globalization? Now globalization is an economic system which is hardly 50 years old, but the making of the global world has taken many more years. So the meaning of globalization, or it is a system in which there is a free movement of people, art, culture, then we see services, ideas, technology, which create a close relation between the people of two countries, which create interaction between the people of two countries, and this is called globalization. So to understand the history of globalization, first we have to understand the history of some factors like trade, migration, people search for work, and movement of capital. So with the help of these factors, here I am going to explain you that how these factors became helpful for spreading the system of globalization. So first we have to see the trade. Trade means the transfer of goods and services from one country to another country is called trade. So when the traders were moved for trading to another countries, then along with their goods, they also carry their ideas, culture, language. So by exporting or selling their goods, they also spread all these things which create a close relation with other countries or the people of other countries. Then we see to migration. Migration means the movement of people from one place to another place, from one country to another country for better job opportunities, for better lifestyle, as well as during natural calamities. There is also a migration. Even recently you all have seen, due to the corona or due to the lockdown, the people or the laborers, those who were in Maharashtra, Delhi, Punjab as well as Gujarat, they all started migrated from all these places to यूपी. तो ये एक कैलामिटी थी, एक कैलामिटी है जिसकी वजह से लोग माइग्रेट होकर यहाँ पर आने लगे. तो इस तरीके से नेचुरल कैलामिटी भी जो है, जो प्राकृतिक आपदा है, वो भी माइग्रेशन को जन्म देती है. एंड दिस माइग्रेशन कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, and it is one of the most visible and significant aspect which helpful for spreading globalization. Then we see the people search for work. जैसा कि अभी मैंने माइग्रेशन में बताया कि जो लोग माइग्रेट क्यों होते हैं, जनरली फॉर बेटर वर्क, फॉर बेटर जॉब. सो व्हेन दे मूव फ्रॉम वन कंट्री टू अनदर कंट्री इन सर्च ऑफ जॉब और काम खोजने के लिए, तो साथ में वो अपनी सभ्यता संस्कृति भी लेके जाते हैं, और इस तरीके से दो सभ्यताओं का, दो कल्चर का समावेश होता है, और ये धीरे धीरे ग्लोबलाइजेशन को जन्म देता है. द नेक्स्ट वन वी हैव टू सी द मूवमेंट ऑफ कैपिटल. नाउ मूवमेंट ऑफ कैपिटल मीन्स द मूवमेंट ऑफ मनी for the purpose of investment, trade, business within corporation in the form of investment, in which we see the people of or the investors of development country, they invest their money on developing country. तो इस तरीके से एक डेवलप कंट्री के लोग डेवलपिंग कंट्री में आते हैं, साथ में अपना कल्चर भी लाते हैं, अपनी लैंग्वेज लाते हैं, अपने आइडियाज़ लाते हैं, और इस तरह दो देशों का आपस में समावेश होता है, और दिस थिंग लेट्स ग्लोबलाइजेशन.